Hello, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This is where you get everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock, with news of bank liquidity issues in China and potentially Australia. But first, sales of new American single-family homes rose to a 7-month high in February. This is a counterpoint to sluggish sales of pre-owned homes and rising mortgage rates. New beats used in this market. The median price for a new-built American home is $296,000. In China, the recent default by a few banks to make settlements in the interbank market is about to be followed up by an even larger liquidity test. Most banks have rushed to use negotiable certificates of deposit, which are short-term bond-like loans with durations of 1 month to 1 year. The amounts outstanding are huge, and the liquidity crunch is approaching fast. Only the central bank can bail the situation out. But if they do, they're just ignoring an inevitable truth that credit growth is out of control. At some point, they'll face up to the unsustainability of it all. In Australia, prudential regulator APRA is apparently mulling significant changes to the way banks calculate their own risk weightings. They may get especially tough on weightings for investor lending, although all risk weightings are expected to rise under their direction. One analyst calculated that the additional capital needs for each major bank for a 10 basis point rise in the weightings and amounted to $5.3 billion for all banks. However, APRA is contemplating much more than a 10 basis point rise, maybe as much as a doubling, which could require up to $40 billion in new capital. New Zealand bank subsidiaries are already paying for tighter APRA rules, and this new move could impact us here as well, as the big Aussie banks scramble to raise these vast amounts of new capital. And staying in Australia, a new report shows that sharply declining rates of home ownership will mean that public age pensions may need to be hiked substantially just to cover basic housing costs of the elderly. Governments have assumed most retirees will have paid off a home as a key asset, but without that and ongoing costs of rising rents, the housing component of basic pension provisions will rapidly rise and give demands to higher transfers. The amounts are going to be very large. In New York, the US Treasury 10-year yield is up a little today and is now at 2.42%. Oil prices are unchanged at $48 for the US benchmark, while the Brent benchmark is $50.50 a barrel. And the gold price is down $2 to $1,246 an ounce. New Zealand dollar starts today at the same level it was at this time yesterday, at 70.4 US cents. On the cross rates, the Kiwi dollar is at 92.2 Aussie cents, and against the euro at 65.2 euro cents. The TWI is at 75.3. I'm David Chaston. That was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.